Yo guys, and welcome back towards this new video here on the channel. And on today's video I will be going over Bitcoin, and I will be talking about this current movement that we're getting back towards the upside. And I want to be briefly discuss about what we're currently seeing and what we should be looking out for on Bitcoin right now. So since Bitcoin moved up again, our trade is back in profit. Of course, I've got some orders filled up here while the market did came down here across the 38,000 US dollars. So that was actually pretty nice here, because due to that my position size is right now 600,000 US dollars rather than 500,000 US dollars. So let me jump right away in towards the content. But before, don't forget to right away slap up that like button, because smashing up that like button will be absolutely amazing, since the YouTube algorithm has been a little bit harder to beat here. And guys, do know here, name me one channel here out there on YouTube that is getting more views than a year ago, because no one is. Why? Is because there's less interest from those retailers, and we've been always telling them, once the interest is low, you should be buying, because if you want to be making a ton of money, you should invest your time once the interest is low, and currently the interest is low. So this is a huge opportunity, first of all, for you guys that are currently watching. So on the 1 hour time frame, we can see some interesting development, right? Bitcoin fell down very heavily, and right now finally is bouncing somewhat back towards that higher region. So far, yeah, I'm not really calling this a major market reversal, but we are seeing a very strong V-shaped recovery in an exponential way go back towards the upside. So that is actually pretty lovely to see. What we can also argue about is that we have not broke the resistance here that I'm currently aiming for, because the main critical resistance to break is going to be this 40.7 towards 40.8k. And of course, if we're really going to look at levels of volume resistance, you can see also on this heat map that we currently are definitely aiming for that 40.8k target, since currently the main resistance to break is definitely going to be that range. There's not a huge amount of resistance getting traded on that level, but still it's an important level to be breaking above here. So definitely a break above the 40.8k is going to be considered extremely bullish, and afterwards we could be potentially flipping into support, just like we did last time around here back on the midpoint of April. Now looking at the 4 hourly time frame, we can see that we had a clearly falling wedge breakout towards the upside, and this is of course really suggesting our price target is still laying at approximately 4.5% higher from the current point of recording right now. So there could be a very big possibility for some more gains that are going to come towards the table, and there's probably a very huge opportunity that we're still going to see that continuation after we of course officially confirm that breakout of that falling wedge. Also do notice that we broke above of course this very critical horizontal resistance range of the 40,000 US dollars. What you can also once again see across this heat map that we right now flipped into support, because you can see that around the 40k and also the 38k and the 40.2k is a huge amount of orders set up here. So I don't really think Bitcoin is really going to fall below that range here. Also do notice, if we're going to do some analysis on this 4 hourly time frame, and if we're going to go back into our analysis we made yesterday, we were looking of course at this descending broadening wedge, right? So we were forming this downward sloping support line where we were getting supported from, and of course this downward sloping resistance line from the higher sides, or you could be of course either approached as well from an upward sloping resistance line. So basically what I will be saying here is that we're forming a descending broadening wedge here, and as soon as we do break the top side of resistance, we're probably going to look pretty strong here. And of course I will be also aiming for some other targets of resistance. You could be also aiming for this downward sloping trend line over here. There are basically many trend lines to look for right now here, what we do definitely need to be breaking on Bitcoin. But mainly I will be definitely approaches like an broadening wedge for Bitcoin right now, and already a break above levels of 44k is going to be very bullish. But of course a break above 44k is already a break above the previous high here, and that is mainly my concern here. And the main thing that I want to be seeing here is a break above this previous high in the market. Personally, what I will be really say to you guys out there, if we do break above this previous high in the market, I personally think we are going to see that bullish price action come towards the table, and I do personally think we are going to see that massive lift off. And also do know how serious this level is. Previous support flipped into resistance. If we're going to be approaching it, it's going to be in a hard range to be breaking through here. And once again, if I'm going to talk about the heat map, that is also very an important level to be breaking above, since there are a lot of sell orders set up on this region over here. So if we do breach through it, this is going to look very good for Bitcoin. And then also talking about the daily time frame on Bitcoin right now, we can currently see we formed that falling wedge here. This falling wedge on the daily time frame is currently breaking bullish. This is definitely a very big buy signal on Bitcoin to be asking me here. A falling wedge is a typical bullish bias reversal pattern, and if we do break towards the upside on the daily time frame, and we're just getting the confirmation, we could be looking for an increasement of an approximately 18%, and to be exact, from the current point of recording, this is going to be still another increasement of 17% here. So this is a big opportunity for Bitcoin to really show us some more bullishness, and do also reckon and do also notice that Bitcoin has been still trading in this upward sloping trend here on the 3-day time frame. Look at this, we've been forming higher lows consistently, and we've been really bouncing off it very strong, of course. So Bitcoin is, of course, still having a lot of room to grow here. We all are currently seeing that the consolidation is definitely here, right? We've been trading a little bit sideways, and what it will be also really aimed for is a potential downward sloping trend line that we need to still break over here from off this angle of angle that we approach. But either way, we are then also once again forming another falling wedge pattern. So Bitcoin is actually looking pretty strong here on the daily time frame, and I'm definitely looking for a continuation up here. Also talking about not necessarily I mean, it is a very interesting thing here, but not necessarily about the price action of Bitcoin. We can also look at the funding rates. Of course, we talk about funding rates almost every single day, and if we're putting a moving average on the funding rates of FTX, you can currently see something very interesting. You can see right here, this blue line is basically the funding rates, and do reckon always that if the funding rates is high, it usually means there's a lot of speculation towards the upside. If the funding rates are low, it means there's a lot of speculation that the market is going to move further down here. And do know, in the periods where the market is the most bearish, so let's say right now, and of course last time in the summer low, we were seeing a high amount of negative funding rates enter the market. We basically touched this minus 0.0091, and once again, we touched it again on this region over here. This is the first big buy signal I've seen in a very long while here, and the last time that this happened, and the last time we touched this green bottom here on the lower side, Bitcoin moved up in approximately, let me say this correctly, 115% in just the following 130 days afterwards. So there is a huge opportunity to potentially see the same for Bitcoin once again turn up here, and we are seeing pretty much negative funding rates, and this is for me indeed a very big buy signal on this market, because yeah, the markets are pretty interesting right now. There's a huge opportunity, and just like I told you, we warned everyone to be sticking to watching the YouTube analysis videos once the markets are down, but it is not happening, and that is why many people will not succeed in crypto. Many people are not going to look, not going to do their research once the market is down. Well, this is the time to do your research. This is the time to be buying the dip. This is the time to be buying your favorite altcoins, in my opinion, because I've been stacking up on so many altcoins, and then of course in a couple months from now on they're going to call me a shiller, but I've been warning you for it. I mean, I'm stacking up here. I'm not necessarily going long 100x or whatsoever. No, I'm stacking up my Satoshis. I'm stacking up my altcoins because this is the time to do so. Then also looking really at that 3-day time frame, like I told you, we are forming that beautiful upper sloping support line, but also do know we are in somewhat of a consolidation phase, in my opinion. You can clearly see we are forming an upper sloping support line, downward sloping resistance line. We are basically forming a huge symmetrical triangle. This symmetrical triangle is of course due to be breaking out in the coming weeks, in the coming months ahead of ourselves. Of course, maximum time is approximately 108 days. So yeah, definitely in towards this summer, we are going to see a breakout of this range, and it's going to be pretty interesting probably, and I personally am expecting to see that continuation towards the upside. I personally am expecting to see a lot of bullishness for Bitcoin to come, and I am definitely looking forward towards how this is going to be playing out. But already today's bounce, yesterday's bounce I should say, is one of those beautiful bounces that you do want to be seeing across the markets. Then many people will be probably say that I should not buy Bitcoin because the S&P 500 is looking bearish, and of course so far S&P 500 has been not forming a lower low. It has been forming another low, of course, on the market yesterday. It bounced back also very strongly. But I do agree the S&P 500 is not looking so good, and it could be having very bad influence on Bitcoin, of course. But what I really want to be saying about the S&P 500 right now here is that if the S&P 500 moves down here, it doesn't necessarily have to drag Bitcoin with it, because if we're going to zoom out, Bitcoin has always moved up against the S&P 500 in its lifetime. So Bitcoin is definitely a risk-off asset rather than a risk-on asset. There's going to be a lot of smart money looking to invest in Bitcoin as well. So I'm looking forward towards it. And I don't really think this is the time to be panicking. And look at, of course, also if I'm zooming in on these last few weeks, right? S&P 500 had a very hard time here in these last 100 days. Bitcoin still moved up 15% against the S&P 500. So Bitcoin is doing a pretty good job here. So even though the S&P 500 is going to fall, Bitcoin could fall as well, but I think it's going to fall less hard and it's going to still keep continuously climb further on towards that upside. So yeah, that's really my opinion about the S&P 500 right now. Also talking about the Bitcoin price action and of course the Bitcoin trade we took all together. Like I've been warning you guys on, I'm constantly accumulating more in this trade. This trade has been right now been open for, let's say, maybe 15 days already here, right? So since the beginning of this correction, I opened this trade on the 11th. So it has been open for 15 days right now here. Am I making a huge profit? No, not so far. I'm only $8,000 in profit, but do know that this is going to be a trade that I will be probably keep open for quite a while here, since I'm not really looking to catch an $8,000 profit. No, I'm here to catch these $200,000 or $300,000 of profits, because I personally think that accumulating swing trades is it could be very, very smart strategy, and I'm currently doing it because I'm using only a 4.6x leverage with approximately $133,000, and I'm going to leverage this money up here, and I use this money to basically accumulate also more Bitcoin, because I'm right now accumulating more Bitcoin on leverage basically. So if the market comes down further, I will be buying more and more and more and more, since then I will be average down my entry, and I will be of course larger my position size. Of course, the lower the market is going to come, the more likely we are going to get a big bounce here. So yeah, I'm basically using the strategy of mean reversion. So the lower the market is going to fall, the more significant I'm expecting a bounce here. So that is why I'm accumulating more and more in towards this trade as the market continues to fall, because there is going to be a bounce inevitably. And that is why I'm of course building up this used position, and that is why I'm trying to keep it open for a little bit longer. And of course I will be start to take some profits as soon as Bitcoin goes above 50k again. I dollar cost average out of my trade, and if the market falls again, then I will be accumulate again. So very interesting strategy that we're going to use on this channel. If you're interested, of course, in trading, don't forget to check out Bybit here in the link description. You could be also join me on some swing trades, or you could be joining me on all my other trades that I share in my Telegram group here in the link in the description. So make sure to check it out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash up the like button. It will be highly appreciated. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.